The quarterfinals roll on here from the 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship from Alajuela, Costa Rica. This match, the third of our four quarterfinals, features Trinidad and Tobago taking on El Salvador. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us on this quarterfinal Friday, coming off the rest day yesterday on Thursday. After we finished up the group stage on Wednesday, it has set us up for a fun quarterfinal stage. We've already seen Mexico take down the Bahamas 5-4. The United States took down Panama 4-3, and now it's Trinidad and Tobago taking on El Salvador here on the right side of our bracket. The winner will take on either Costa Rica or Guatemala. Those two teams will take to the sand after this game. But here in this game today, it's Trinidad and Tobago. They had to win their final game of the group stage against Turks and Caicos. They got the job done, got in as one of those third-place teams, while El Salvador, they were able to win their group in fairly dominating fashion, taking down the Dominican Republic 15-1, taking down Guatemala 7-1, and then taking down the Bahamas 7-2 on Wednesday. So they were a perfect 3-0 in Group B, winning the group, running away, while Trinidad and Tobago, they had to battle for their win, especially in that last one against Turks and Caicos. It was a back-and-forth game. Turks and Caicos made a late run, but in the end, Trinidad and Tobago was able to fend off Turks and Caicos on the day. So they move on to this quarterfinal stage. They have now reached the quarterfinals, Trinidad and Tobago, for the fourth straight Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship, but they have not gone any farther than the quarterfinals. Last time out in the quarterfinals against Mexico in 2019, they ended up losing that game 5-4, while El Salvador will be looking to continue on their hot streak. They got third place in 2019. They've actually gotten third place the last three Concacaf Beach Soccer Championships, so trying to get back into the winner's circle like they did in 2009. Remember, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Costa Rica and Guatemala. But for now, it's El Salvador and it's Trinidad and Tobago. First kick, lineups, and national anthems coming up here in just a moment.
Damas y caballeros, le damos la bienvenida a los equipos nacionales de El Salvador y Trinidad y Tobago. Eso que es el campeonato Concacaf Beach Soccer 2021.
So led out by today's referees, both of the teams, El Salvador and Trinidad and Tobago. It'll be El Salvador in all blue, Trinidad and Tobago wearing their all-white kits today. A spot in the semifinals awaits one of these two sides. And remember, the winner of each of our semifinal matches, those come tomorrow, will advance to, of course, the final and the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup later this year in Moscow, Russia. But here today in Alajuela, it's Trinidad and Tobago and El Salvador. Winner moves on to the semifinals. We'll step aside for national anthems, then we'll give you lineups and first kick here from Costa Rica.
Damas y caballeros, les pedimos por favor ponerse de pie para escuchar los himnos nacionales de El Salvador, seguido del himno nacional de Trinidad y Tobago.
So here we go, building up to first kick between Trinidad and Tobago and El Salvador as we take a look at the two captains coming together. Of course, for Trinidad and Tobago, it's Ryan Augustine. On the other side, for El Salvador, it's the goalkeeper, Eliodoro Portillo. And there's a look at today's referees. The head referee out of the Dominican Republic, Juan Andres Angeles. Gumercindo Batista is the second referee. Jorge Tuñon is the third referee. And Carlos Santamaria from Costa Rica is the timekeeper. And now we'll take a look at the starting lineups for first El Salvador and coach Rudy Gonzalez. Eliodoro Portillo, a threat to score some goals. He has 2 in this competition, but it's really Ruben Batres and Elmer Robles that lead the attack for this side. Batres scored 4 goals against the Dominican Republic. On the other side, for Trinidad and Tobago, Jabari Gray gets the start in goal. Kevon Woodley is the man to watch for Trinidad and Tobago. We've also seen Shaloon Bob score a couple of goals against Turks and Caicos, and he gets his first start of this competition here today. So a big opportunity for both of these nations. El Salvador, they have been to the World Cup before and haven't been though since 2013. On the other side for Trinidad and Tobago, they've never been. They could be a step closer and on the precipice if they can get a win today. So as we mentioned, Trinidad and Tobago in white, El Salvador in blue. We are just about set to go. Already seen some fantastic quarterfinals in the first 2 matches. Let's see what these final 2 have today. And it starts off with Trinidad and Tobago taking on El Salvador, the 3rd place team out of Group C in Trinidad and Tobago, and the group winners in Group B, El Salvador. We are underway, the first of 3 periods here from Alajuela, Costa Rica. Here's Ramos starting from the back, and now Portillo, the goalkeeper. Mentioned his threat in terms of scoring goals. We'll see if that comes to be here in this game today. You expect El Salvador to be the favorites coming in. There's a foul at the back, and this will be an early free kick now coming for El Salvador. Not the way to start if you're Trinidad and Tobago.
Camiseta número 12, selección de Salvador. Campeonato Concacaf Beach Soccer 2021.
The 23-year-old is the backup goalkeeper, but it looks like Portillo is good to continue on, and he will take this set piece for El Salvador. Not even 30 seconds gone. And Woodley also looks like he was injured, and he'll have to get back to his feet. We'll see if he's able to continue. A big part of this team. He was the 6th all-time leading goal scorer coming into this competition with 26 goals, but he's yet to score so far. We see Akinola Gregory coming on, but now here's the free kick. It's the goalkeeper Portillo who scores his 3rd goal of this competition, and he gets El Salvador off the mark here in this first period. You can't ask for a better start if you're El Salvador, not even 30 seconds in, and your goalkeeper able to score one. Caught that cleanly, the bounce right in front of Jabari Gray, and he had no chance to stop that. So already 1-0 to El Salvador. This shot is sent out of play. Both of the quarterfinals previous have been 1-goal margins. But with the way El Salvador has been playing, especially against good competition there as Gray makes the save, I mean, they have been winning going away. We mentioned 15-1 against the Dominican Republic, 7-1 against Guatemala, and 7-2 against the Bahamas. Now, Trinidad and Tobago have been a slow starting team in the first 2 matches as this shot's out of play. It was in the game against Turks and Caicos, though, where they really got off to a good start, held on at the end. You feel like you got to keep El Salvador within arm's length here in the early going. Another shot coming from the goalkeeper, and it's just wide. Gray was at full stretch, and happy to see that go on to play. Here's Gray, some pressure at the back by Perdomo. Trinidad and Tobago trying to gain some time on the ball, but having trouble going forward here, trying to switch the play, looking for Bailey. He'll keep it alive now for Gray. This headed forward and straight out. Tio switching the play. Cutting infield, shot comes on, and was blocked down in front. Might open up here, nope. And now it's closed down as Eber Ramos was able to recover. 2 goals for Ramos in this competition, the defender. Portillo. Back across for Ramos. He'll take a shot on, off the crossbar, and then put in. If it wasn't in the first time, it was sure put in the second time. Exxon Perdomo doubles the advantage for El Salvador. Another look at it here. It was all started by Eber Ramos. It hit the crossbar. It looked like it did stay out. We'll get a good look at it here, right through the legs of Perdomo, and he was the one to then fire home the finish. 2-0, just about 3 minutes gone. Augustine will put this into play. Shot comes on and wide off the kickoff. Trinidad and Tobago have fallen down early before. It's been that third period that's been very kind to them, where they've closed the gap against Costa Rica and the United States, and then they were able to hold off Turks and Caicos on Wednesday. But El Salvador, a different animal. Just based on their scoreline so far. This dangerous back pass by Augustine. It's tracked down by Gray. Augustine closed down by Urbina. Lions brings it into the middle. Velasquez wins this back. Urbina couldn't get a shot away before Bailey cut in. Too much time taken there at the back by Trinidad and Tobago, and this will be a free kick for El Salvador. Another chance to add on to their advantage. Eber Ramos will step up to take this. Just hit the crossbar a few moments ago. And a chance to give El Salvador a 3-0 advantage with 4 minutes gone. Ramos strides up to the ball and is shot out of play. Out of play and back to El Salvador. Ryan Augustine has been a good goal scorer in this competition. 3 goals for him. David McDougall leads the team with 4. He scored a brace against Turks and Caicos. He scored in all 3 group stage matches, McDougall. We saw Kevon Woodley go down injured in the opening few minutes in that collision with Eliodoro Portillo. That led to the opening goal, but we'll see if Woodley's able to come back. His goal-scoring prowess in past Concacaf Beach Soccer Championships, very good, as Gray tries to make himself big. Heavy touch by Cruz puts this out of play. A couple of subs now for Trinidad and Tobago. Gray for Augustine. Woodley is back in there. He's on the ball now. Woodley saved. Cleared back the other way. Back for Jabari Gray. We've seen a couple of switches at goalkeeper for Trinidad and Tobago so far. Zane Coker having gained some time, and here's a free kick coming, and this will be for Trinidad and Tobago. See the foul from behind as Woodley was brought down. This is a great opportunity now for Kevon Woodley to find his first goal. You couldn't ask for a better chance at a first goal than this. And they cut the deficit in half. It'll be Woodley against Portillo. Kevon Woodley scores! Big goal for Trinidad and Tobago. They pull one back. It looked to be a tough start, but Kevon Woodley able to get on the score sheet for the first time in this competition. And all time now, he has 27 goals in his career at the Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Pretty much just had to put that on frame, and he was sure to find the back of the net. So 1-0, or pardon me, 2-1 now. El Salvador with the advantage. Shot off the kickoff, well out of play. Gray gets this wide. Flip back up. Long throw. Here's McDougal. McDougal just wide. Portillo striding forward, distributing wide. Robles, now Perdomo. Here's Emma Robles. He played back. There's some pressure from Trinidad and Tobago, and they win it back in the midfield. Shaloon Bob is shot wide. He's been more of an aerial threat in this competition. A couple of headed goals against Turks and Caicos the other day for his 2 goals. Portillo again, playing this wide. El Salvador now gets into the attack. Perdomo has it blocked out of play by Omri Baird. Long throw, headed back the other way and out of play. Throw in here for El Salvador. To the end line, headed back into the middle. That was beautiful build-up play, just couldn't find the finish from Exxon Perdomo. They'll go quickly again. Omri Baird gets in to block it away. Now it's Robles, defended by Bob. Trying to switch the field here. Baird clears some space out. Able to just clear this ball away. 3 subs ready to come on here for Trinidad and Tobago. It's won back by Velasquez, a potent goal scorer in his own right. Velasquez already with 7 goals in this competition. Here's Augustine, flipping this forward. He's continuing his run, Augustine, as Lions couldn't possess it off his chest. Portillo quickly downfield. Here's Perdomo. Perdomo, wide. I'll give Trinidad and Tobago a lot of credit. It looked like this game was getting out of hand early. 2 pretty easy goals for El Salvador, but the foul that led to the free kick for Kevon Woodley has given Trinidad and Tobago a chance to stay in this game. Back for Gray. Play down the middle. Played wide. Shot coming on, bouncing through. Gray got a touch on it. Out for a corner kick. Big save by Jabari Gray. Jason Urbina will take this corner kick. Couldn't get it over Gray's outstretched arms. Headed forward, shot coming on, and just wide of target by Urbina. It's Lions who commits this foul, pulling back Eber Ramos. The yellow card is issued to Clemuel Lions. Set piece opportunity. Here comes the shot. Ramos out of play. Long throw, aerial battle for it. Woodley is able to keep it in play. McDougal now, hard run in field, he goes down. El Salvador back the other way. Batres keeps this in play. Gray parries it aside. Here's the follow-up wide. Urbina would have been a fantastic finish. Cleared away. Final minute of action in this first period. It's been a good first period. El Salvador scoring the first 2 goals before Trinidad and Tobago pulling one back. Shalom Bob. McDougal in the corner. He's taken off the ball. Cleared out. Throw in coming. Final 30 seconds. Header coming on, a whistle, and Woodley will be called for a foul. This will be a long free kick upcoming now with 20 seconds to go in this first period. Woodley does not agree with the call. Another look at it. Looked like he might have just pulled Ramos down with him. So here's Ramos again on the free kick. Long one this time. It'll go wide, and it was touched by Gray. Final 15 seconds as El Salvador racing to take this corner. They put it in quickly. It's right at Gray. And now Woodley back the other way. And they'll call this a handball, looked like on Woodley. Tough bounce there, but Ruben Batres will now get a chance for this free kick as he clears out of space. Batres. This bounces out of play, and that will bring us to the end of this first period. So a good one. First 2 goals from El Salvador, then Trinidad and Tobago cut the deficit in half. After one, it's El Salvador 2, Trinidad and Tobago 1. Second period of action is underway as this shot is out of play off the opening kickoff. We'll see now what Trinidad and Tobago can do in this second period. It was a good first for them, staying in this game. El Salvador has been a potent offensive team, but so far, just the 2 goals in that opening period. We'll see how that continues. And he was not allowed to pick that ball up on the back pass from his own player. Or maybe he was just outside his penalty area. Regardless, a free kick coming for El Salvador, not the way. And Trinidad and Tobago want to start this second period. Batres against Gray, scores! Ruben Batres back to his goal-scoring ways. 4 goals against the Dominican Republic, 2 against the Bahamas, and now gets goal number 7 of this competition, and it makes it 3-1. Batres going low to the left, and Gray could not keep it out. So a good start once again inside of 30 seconds. They have scored, El Salvador has, in both periods. Knew this would be a tough ask for Trinidad and Tobago today. Well, what can they get going in the attack? The only goal they've scored is on a set piece from just on the brink of the penalty area. So nothing really through the run of play thus far for Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if you can force El Salvador into more of those mistakes, such as one like that. Gray comes in, and then a whistle. Like Gray, along with Darwin Ramirez, were tangled up there at the end. His foot got stuck in there. So set piece opportunity for Jabari Gray, and this one pretty much the length of the field here. Gray will just send this one forward, looking to win a second ball, and Portillo comes flying out to win it for El Salvador. Portillo gets this wide, and now deflected out of play. Portillo will take this on. It's blocked down in front. Bailey got his body in the way, and now this is out of play. A throw into Trinidad and Tobago. Augustine trying to switch the play, cut out by Perdomo. Throw-in awarded to El Salvador. Shot comes on, it's saved and just pushed up over the bar. Jabari Gray forced into action once again. Flipped in towards the back post on the volley. The shot is out of play by Eber Ramos. Perdomo went up battling Omri Baird for that loose ball. Here's Omri Baird. They'll just play this one short. Pretty much concede possession right from it. Velasquez to bring it back to the middle. Perdomo was cut off. Good play by Akinola Gregory. Velasquez. He got taken down, and then the foul was actually on Velasquez as that play continued. Salvador pleading their case. It looked like it was a clean tackle, though. He went down once legs kind of just got tangled up, and he tried to get back to his feet and committed the foul. So it's Akinola Gregory scoring a goal against the United States. He'll step up here. So Gregory steps up. Gregory out of play. Chested down in the middle. Velasquez on the turn. Big block coming in by Jesse Bailey. Ramos gets this back in now for Robles. Played back for Portillo. Gregory keeps it in. Bailey plays it behind. Now it's taken away. Perdomo. Shot rolling into the arms of Gray for a moment, and then he had to recover. He did make the save. Long shot comes from the goalkeeper. Switch of play, headed forward and out. To the end line. Velasquez battling through. This one trickles out of play. Corner kick. It's Velasquez who will put this back in play again. Diving header puts it out. Pressure here put on. And this out of play once more. Augustine switches the play. Getting this forward. Batres trying to get this ahead for Urbina. It's flicked back for Gray in goal. A bit of a stalemate so far in this second period. The early goal coming from Ruben Batres on a free kick. Aside from that, though, both teams still just pushing forward, trying to find some sort of opening. It's been a defensive battle, though, in this game. Very physical. Baird places at Woodley, who is now back on, and wears one off the back of his head. And play will be stopped here for a moment as Woodley has taken a beating in this match. Oh yeah, right in the back of the head. Another look at it here. Not sure that Melvin Gonzalez meant it, but it still happened. Cannot feel good. A big collision. What will this be? Looks like this is a penalty. So another free kick coming now. As Akinola Gregory just taking out Jason Urbina. And this will be a penalty kick now coming for El Salvador. Jason Urbina steps up. It's saved by Gray. Keeps it at 3-1 as Gregory then puts it out for a throw-in. That could be a big momentum boost. Then back the other way, the shot out of play. We'll come back and remember that moment right there. Long throw, headed back centrally. McDougall. Trying to get through Gonzalez and unsuccessfully. Urbina can't keep it as Baird does. McDougal loses out of play. Portillo, wide. Bicycle kick, just wide. Throw comes in on the bicycle kick, just wide. Hakeem King. Another one, locked down. Robles plays this back for Portillo. Oh, that is tough if you're Trinidad and Tobago. But that'll count the same for El Salvador. And it's now 4-1. Or did Batres get a touch on it? Or a couple of feet in there. We'll see who got the final touch on it. Oh, yeah. That was Jesse Bailey. I have to say it was a beautiful finish, just into the wrong goal. And that one will hurt if you're Trinidad and Tobago. Just 2 goals in this second period. One pretty much to bookend this period. An early goal coming from Ruben Batres and then the own goal. Perdomo. Batres. Not able to keep it on frame. El Salvador is about 12 minutes away from a spot in the quarterfinals where they will either face Guatemala or Costa Rica. That game is coming up next. Long throw, and that will bring an end to this second period of action. 2 goals for El Salvador, and they've extended their advantage out to 4-1 after 2 periods. Highlights in the third period coming right up. Highlights from the second period of play, and early on it was a goal for Ruben Batres. And he has been a big-time goal scorer in this competition for El Salvador. Batres now with goal number 7, and that matches his teammate Francisco Velasquez for the team lead in this tournament. And then a big penalty save coming from Jabari Gray as Jason Urbina could not finish there from the spot. Hakeem King nearly pulled one back for Trinidad and Tobago, but his bicycle kick was just wide of that far post. And then the own goal. This is a tough one if you're Jesse Bailey, basically looping it right over the top of Jabari Gray. That's a tough one to concede if you're Trinidad and Tobago. They have battled in this game, but they need 3 goals in this final period to stay alive. The third period is coming right up here from Alajuela.
Dale pues, con ganas. No hay que matarlo, mañana viene el partido duro. No, pues tampoco. Tranquilo, tranquilo. Sí, dale, dale. Ahí nomás, ahí nomás.
So here we go. Third and final period is underway, and the opening shot is deflected out for a corner kick. McDougall flips this in. Nobody at the back post, and they concede possession immediately. Portillo plays this forward. Ball comes back centrally. Here's Baird. Playing this ahead on the bicycle kick. Goes out, and a throw will be given to Trinidad and Tobago. El Salvador has been in these situations before. An 8-4 win in the quarterfinals 2 years ago in 2019 against the Bahamas, and then they were able to they lost to the United States in the semifinals in penalty kicks before they knocked off Panama in the third place match. They are trying to get into that final once again and get on to the World Cup. Be a big goal for this El Salvador. Into the corner. Kept in play. Urbina looking for Velasquez, who scores again. And El Salvador starting to run away into the semifinals. Another look at it here. Just a simple touch over Woodley, and Velasquez provided a beautiful finish. So a goal now for Velasquez has his total up to 8 in this competition, while Ruben Batres also has 8. That's a fun little battle for Golden Boot of this El Salvador side, if you will. Oh, that's a tough back pass. Gray came up with a big save. Velasquez trying to chip that right over the goalkeeper unsuccessfully, though. Back for Gray. Long throw. Portillo goes down. And this should be a foul against Hakeem King and a yellow card issue. Portillo now setting up for this free kick. Chance to extend the advantage. It's already 6-1. Portillo sends this wide into the boards behind the goal. Augustine trying to get this back. It's deflected out of play. It's been a valiant effort so far from Trinidad and Tobago as this header flicks out of play. It might just be that El Salvador is a little bit too much for this Trinidadian side. An admirable effort, though. This is wide. Shot comes on, and it's in. Trinidad and Tobago able to pull one back. It's Omri Baird. Well, they will absolutely take that, but they still need 4 more of those. It's the first goal through the run of play for Trinidad and Tobago in this match. Their other goal came from a free kick. The opening kickoff now. A bicycle kick blocked down by McDougall on the volley off the crossbar. Ferocious shot coming from the far side, and Francisco Velasquez. Player down now on the far side for Trinidad and Tobago. It's the captain, Ryan Augustine. Just colliding with Ruben Batres at the end of that play. Good sportsmanship there as he's helped back to his feet by Batres. Clear downfield, but all the way out. Final few minutes here in this game before we get to our final quarterfinal. Shot comes on by Gray. A brave header in there by Eber Ramos will put this out for a corner kick. It's Costa Rica the hosts. They won Group C, taking on Guatemala for the runners-up in Group B. Bicycle kick that goes out of play. Costa Rica's looked very impressive in this competition so far, taking down the United States, and it'll be the U.S. against Mexico tomorrow. Always such a fun rivalry when those two nations meet up, and this will be a handball. Shaloon Bob. So the deflection looked like off his thigh and then up onto his hand. So another penalty now coming for Ruben Batres and El Salvador. So Batres setting up for this penalty kick. It's Batres against Gray, and Batres scores again. It's a hat trick for Ruben Batres, and El Salvador up to a 7-2 advantage. And now surely on their ways to the semifinals. Well, Gray saved an earlier penalty, was not able to keep this one out. Thundering finish there. Rolled back into play. McDougall has his shot go out of play on the save from now the new goalkeeper. It's Eric Nahera. Sent in towards Nahera, and he makes the catch. Well, both of the earlier quarterfinals were one-goal margins. This one you had a feeling could be a bit more than that. Flicked along, big save Nahera, denying Omri Baird of a second goal today. Well, past the midway point in this third period, time running thin here on Trinidad and Tobago. It's taken away. Batres save. Long distribution headed out of play. Couple of subs now come on for Trinidad and Tobago. This is towards Nahera. The battle with McDougall in the air, but Nahera comes away with it. Velasquez. And it'll go back to Trinidad and Tobago now. Couple of subs now for El Salvador. And now good to go. This will be a foul and a free kick now coming for Trinidad and Tobago. Lemuel Lions will have a chance. Here's Lions, and Lions has it saved by Nahera. It stays in play. A diving effort, and McDougall will go into the book. McDougall's second yellow card of this competition. Nahera was already on top of it. McDougall will come off. Long free kick coming. This was on frame, but pretty straightforward there for Gray. Lions, and it was deflected all the way back to Gray, who distributes Omri Baird. Baird turns upfield, puts the brakes on, sends it back centrally. King back for Baird and too strong. Long throw all the way into the corner. There was nobody there in a blue jersey. Unless Trinidad and Tobago can pull off something pretty remarkable in these last 3 minutes, it'll be El Salvador moving on to another semi-final. They won the title in 2009. They've been runners-up 3 times. And they've gotten third place in the last 3 competitions. They've been to this semifinal stage before, but now can they complete the deal? Can they get on to the World Cup? You feel like this is a favorable side of the draw for them. They don't have to take on the United States or Mexico as a yellow card will be issued. But should Costa Rica win, they will have to go through a very tough Costa Rican side. They already know they can knock off Guatemala should they have to face them again. We'll see how it all plays out here in the next 24 or so hours. In the meantime, I'm sure El Salvador will take some time to celebrate this one tonight. And the focus goes right to the winner of the next game. The United States and Mexico are one semifinal. Here comes another shot. It's way out of play. Final 2 minutes here for Trinidad and Tobago. It's been a valiant effort in this competition. Really tough draw against Costa Rica and the United States, but getting to be that second, third place team to advance, but they had to take on the top overall seed pretty much in this bracket in El Salvador. What El Salvador has done has been impressive. Trinidad and Tobago, they have now reached the quarterfinals in 4 straight Concacaf Beach Soccer Championships. But that is where their road will end for the 4th straight year. And this is the cherry on top. Francisco Velasquez makes it 8-2. And El Salvador now surely moving on. I'm telling you, the goal-scoring battle between Francisco Velasquez and Ruben Batres is a fun one to watch. Batres now with 9 goals. Velasquez now with 9 goals. They keep going pound for pound, trading blows in terms of goals. Put back in play and put straight out of play on the kickoff. Chance here for Velasquez again. Fires one home, 9-2. And another hat trick now for Francisco Velasquez, joining Ruben Batres in this game. Coming right down the middle, and nothing Gray could do to keep that one out. El Salvador just pouring it on here with under a minute to play. Downfield, and here comes an acrobatic attempt. That goes out of play. Final 30 seconds. This game was an interesting one to say the least. It started off 2-1 after that first period. Seconds, Nahara will come to take this. He'll distribute, the horn will sound, and that is that. El Salvador is off to the semifinals. They will take on the winner of Costa Rica and Guatemala. An impressive performance today. A couple of hat tricks in this game. One for Ruben Batres, one for Francisco Velasquez. And 9-2 is the final line for El Salvador. We'll wrap things up with highlights and we'll get you set for Costa Rica and Guatemala. It's all coming up here from Alajuela. Batres was able to convert, and the score just kept increasing from there for this El Salvador side in what was in the end, a dominating performance. Trinidad and Tobago trying to hold strong in this game, but in the end, there's not enough firepower against this El Salvador side, who could easily be the favorite come tomorrow's semifinal, regardless of who they play, whether that be Costa Rica or Guatemala. That game is coming up next, Costa Rica and Guatemala, as Francisco Velasquez just kept on scoring goals for El Salvador. So as we mentioned, it will be Costa Rica and Guatemala coming up next. But what we know is El Salvador awaits in the semifinals. That's going to do it as it finishes El Salvador 9, Trinidad and Tobago 2.